Hello everyone, in this video we will start modeling. So if you find this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe and let me know you in the comments. And without further delay, let's jump into it. First thing to do, let's go to area options from here and vertical split and change the editor type into image editor, and let's pick the image, open from this one. In this video we will start to modeling our first project and we will learn and use a lot of Blender fundamentals. Now select this object and press the N hotkey to open this menu. This is the location of our cube, it's at origin, and the rotation values and the scale. The scale should be at 1 of all times. Every time we change the dimension we should reset the scale. Dimension, this is the dimension of our cube. Now since we are modeling this piece of furniture, let's change the units into centimeters. To do that, go to scene properties, to units, to length, centimeters, and you will notice all the units are changed to centi. Now let's start to model the first level. Let's select the object and make the x-axis dimensions, which is the width 40 and the length on the y-axis 50 and the thickness on the z-axis 5. And remember, you can use the hotkey dot on the numpad to focus on the selected object. Don't forget to reset the scale after changing the dimension. You can do it from here, or you can press Ctrl A and scale, and it will change back to 1. Now I will assume the height of this furniture will be 70, and the length, as we say, will be 50, and the width will be 40. This is the positive x-axis and this is the positive y-axis. This is the negative x-axis and this is the negative y-axis. Now let's start to model the top level. To do that, select the object, Shift D for duplicate, Z to move on the Z-axis only, and then let's change the dimension a little bit because it's much larger from the lower one. So in the y-axis we're gonna add 3 cm the thickness for the right wall and the left wall. So I'm gonna add +6, and on the top you will see there's 2 cm here and 2 cm here. This is an assumptions values, it's not so accurate, but will do the job. And we're gonna add +4, as you can see, and I will add 2 cm on the for the width for the front only. Now we're gonna press G to move and Z to stay in the V-axis. You can do it manually, or you can go from here and change this value to 70, which is the location of this object. Now before we continue, remember to Ctrl A and scale. Now let's form the left wall. Shift D for duplicate, and let's change the dimension. And the z-axis will be 70. On the y-axis will be the thickness now 3 cm, and the x-axis will be the same. Remember, before you move this object, to enable the snap tool and choose vertices. So the vertices of this object will jump into this one. Let's G to move, and as you can see, will land perfectly. Remember every time to change back the scale to 1. Ctrl A, scale. Now let's form the right wall. Shift D for duplicate, and let's snap it. If you enable the wire system, you will notice there's overlap here. In order to fix that, we should move this object 3 cm here on the y-axis, the negative y-axis. So in order to do this, we go to the location and we're gonna make -3 cm, which is the thickness of this object. And as you can see, we remove the overlap. Now let's form the back. Shift D for duplicate and change the dimension. On the z-axis we'll make it 70. On the x-axis will be the thickness, we'll make it 0.3. So G to move, and there we go. Now let's form the inner roofs. Select Shift D for duplicate, Z to move on the Z-axis, and let's change the dimension here to 2, and let's pick the height 20. Again, for the second one, shift D for duplicate, Z to still in the Z axis, and let's make this time 40, and shift D for duplicate and Z to move in the Z axis, and let's make this one 60. And that's it for today's video. In the next one, we will make a drawer and learn the parenting concept. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.